Hello everyone, welcome back to the One Talk podcast. You're here with your host Ryan McCarthy, and today we are joined with Mawhzy. Mawhzy is an artist based in Brisbane, and within today's episode, we touch on Mawhzy's journey so far in his music career, as well as running events, and also with his own experience in the videography world as well. And today's a really cool insight into an artist's life and behind the scenes of Mawhzy's life as well. And I can't wait for you all to jump in and check it out. But in other news, each month on the One Talk podcast, we feature a new GoFundMe to be featured to bring awareness to someone in need. And for November, the One Talk podcast GoFundMe is for Kalani. And in the middle of October, Kalani was suffering multiple seizures, which then led her to being induced into a coma. Kalani is now on a journey to wellness and is in need of support with her recovery and her journey to wellness. So the link will be in the bio of today's episode to go and support Kalani, and you can go check out the GoFundMe there. One more thing before we get into today's episode. If you could please leave this podcast a rating, it means so much in terms of helping this podcast grow and reaching a larger audience. So if you're on Apple or if you're on Spotify, if you could leave a rating, if you're on YouTube, if you could subscribe, it would mean so much. But without further ado, let's get into today's episode and let's welcome Mawhzy.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. The marathon continue. Victory lap tonight, though. Victory lap tonight.
Welcome to the One Talk podcast with Ryan McCarthy.
The marathon continues. That's what you would say.
Welcome to the One Talk podcast, Mawhzy. How you doing, brother?
Good, my brother. How are you?
Good, brother. Thank you for coming on the show, man. Ever since started following your journey, probably was a year ago. We're talking about before the podcast when you first started, I guess, posting online and stuff with your music. And I've been a big fan, and I've been listening to your song Chosen a lot lately.
Thank you, brother.
Love your work, bro.
Yeah. I'm blessed to be able to say it. Like I said before, talking before the podcast, a bit nervous, but you know, it's what it is. I'm happy to be on here. I'm blessed for that. Appreciate the heaps.
Yeah, it's normal to feel like that, man. I think it literally took me about 15 episodes to feel comfortable with talking as like a host. And I was also on guests and other podcasts and like that. I think it was about 15 episodes where I started to feel like, all right, well, I feel like I'm getting the hang of it now. Do you feel like it's the same like performing on stage, like as well? Like it takes a couple of times to start feeling natural on there?
I think when I'm on stage, and like I say before, I get an adrenaline rush. You know, when nerves kind of shake off. I feel it's a bit different here because it's more one-to-one than there's one to like a bunch of drunk people in the crowd. But yeah, I feel like I probably will get adjusted to this, but I'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. Because I guess with music as well, like you go on stage, it's kind of rehearsed because you know what to do on stage, but it's also like you're also speaking your lyrics and your music, something that you know through repetition as well. So it's a bit of a different game, eh?
Yeah, it is. I started doing shows last year. So I think my first show was in February, Sky and Lotus. And shout out to Soti. He gave me my first show there. And and I was shooting bricks, bro. Like, that was completely out of my comfort zone. Because I'm usually a bit of an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm not much of an extrovert or being, like, loud and stuff like that. Unless I'm with people I'm comfortable with, like family and friends. But, got the chance to go up stage and ripped it up, bro. Like, fuck. Like, I didn't expect, what's it called? The people's reactions to my music. Like, being... Most of the music I was playing back then were unreleased. So... Obviously, my family and them knew because I was like showing them and like, they're like, oh, yo, this is like hectic. I was like,
getting hyped and shit.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. So yeah, my first show there was like pretty good, and then it just consistently built out within the next couple of months. Like I got show after show after show, and then like I said before, like consistency, repetition, and stuff like that just made me feel comfortable on stage. And
did it feel surreal in the moment when you first started getting like shows booked after another, and you're like, shit, this has become a reality?
Pretty much the fact that people are actually reaching out to me, just asking me to jump on their platform, and even just giving me the platform in general, I felt blessed to do. But it's crazy.
Yeah,
like a lot of shows I've done so far, I never thought I've got. I think my biggest show was NWA. So
literally a 6-hour flight for people that are in Australia, all the way on the other side.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I got to meet DJ Yala, Lil Eazy-E, so Eazy-E's son. bro, because I remember watching Straight Outta Compton and listening to like all their music as well.
Yeah.
So getting to meet, I guess, pioneers of an era.
What was that like?
It was
That experience.
like, didn't feel real.
Yeah.
At all, bro. Like I remember stepping in, I was just like, oh fuck, like I'm about to go on stage and perform in front of a crowd for NWA.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Or
bro.
at least members from NWA.
Like you said, like the pioneers of this industry, like within rap as well, specifically, and someone like DJ Yella, he's some people have been around for a long time as well. Like that's huge, bro.
Yeah, it was hectic. I didn't expect that to come at all. But shout out to Relentless Records for they pitched my name to the promoter and stuff like that. So yeah, I got blessed to perform alongside my brother JJ4K and Oz Polo. So that was good to have my brothers on stage with me too. Yeah. Quite a few shows I've done so far.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
good, bro. Because like it's so much better doing with people around you, like your friends and the people you love and care about and on the come up with. Like it's so much better doing it with good people around you.
Always, bro.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's kind of about my journey with shows so far. I've been quiet with shows recently. Just been building my brand with the Bay, so I do events as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to at the moment.
Yeah, and where did the idea for doing events as well? Because starting with a boozer career about a year ago, like jumping into events as well and starting to, I guess, push yourself in that direction, because I'm assuming you want to build like a whole brand.
Yeah.
So, like, where did the idea for that come from and the hustle as well?
So I started promoting at a nightclub called Mikasa. So it was like, I think I just got let go of my job like 2 years ago, and I was like, fuck. I was like with one of my boys. I was like, bro, we need to find like just a quick job for the weekends, get a bit of buck, and then like find a 9 to 5 during the week. I'll stay there for like 2 months. And then we got this job at Mikasa through like one of the girls I know. And then 2 months ended up being like 2 years. So like we got a bit comfortable in the nightclub scene. But through promoting, I think I started using that like, to my advantage of like reaching out to people that I can network with, because like there were people within the music industry that were always within the valley and stuff like that. So I reached out there and I let people know that I was a musician. And then the club owner found out that I was a musician. And he kind of saw that stuff that I was doing. And he reached out to me and he asked if I wanted the opportunity to start my own brand or event for their Friday nights. I was like, shooting bricks, because, you know, I've never stepped into event planning at all. That was nothing I had thought of doing. But I think the vision kind of came to me of like, bro, since I've had other people come up to me and give me the opportunity to perform on their platform, I feel it would be amazing if I can give the chance to other upcoming artists as well. Especially people who be wanting it and they don't really get it because, I don't know, other event promoters may be a bit picky about who they want. But yeah, that kind of just came along randomly. So I've been doing it for about, I think it started in June, July this year. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Happy with it at the moment. It's been hectic and full on.
That's great, bro, because like a big concept that I love is community over competition. Like instead of I got to win, I got to push other people down to make sure I get the spotlight. Instead, let's bring up everyone around us, because then it makes the light even bigger on the scene and the crowd that we are. And also gives more people opportunities, which then in return will give you more opportunities, and it just keeps going in loops and the ripple effect that comes from it.
I did run into a quite of like barriers when it came to doing the event stuff. Like not everyone was happy with me doing that stuff. I think I was stepping on people's toes or whatnot. I don't think I was. Like, I felt like I was just doing my bit, trying to put on for people. You know, like I said before, giving them the opportunity to come perform and show their talent. But yeah, I think going forward, I kind of just blocked out the noise and I was just like, I kind of want to bring everyone together. Mainly my Polynesian people. So I am Samoan. I think it's amazing to see my own brown people do what they're doing. A lot of my family and stuff like that are within the scene as well. Yeah, I know I've just seen a lot of Samoans, Tongans, any type of Polynesians from the islands do a lot of big things in the music industry recently. So I'm like, real proud of that. Yeah,
it's great to see as well, because like, I guess my question to you on the back end of that, like, what does that mean to you personally? Like seeing other people as well of your culture coming up and doing great things.
Fuck, it's amazing, bro. Like, I feel so. I'm not like as invested in my culture as I wish I would have been, because I kind of grew up in Australia. So I was born in New Zealand, and then my mum wasn't taught Samoan from my grandparents and stuff like that. So obviously my mum couldn't teach me Samoan or much about my cultural heritage, because I wasn't really around it as much, because I went from NZ straight to here, moving to Sydney and then Brisbane and Melbourne. So I was kind of more around say dominantly white people.
Yeah.
So I kind of more adjusted to their customs and stuff. But I think regardless of that, like my blood's still Samoan.
Yeah.
Still proud of it. So I think me being brown and seeing other brown poly people come up doing what they're doing is like, yeah, it's amazing, bro. So it means a lot to me to be who I am today.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro. Because I think it's important for people to embrace their culture as well. Because I feel like at the moment we're at a point in time in life where people are a bit afraid to be patriotic of like where they're from and like be proud of where they're from.
Yeah,
I think you should be proud of where you're from because it brings a unique, like I guess, flavor to the world.
Yeah, man. Always like not even just like who you were with your blood and stuff. I feel like your environment also built who you are too. I've been through like a lot of shitting gigs when I came to that. Like my environment was always the best.
Yeah.
But like I'm also happy that I had a loving family that kind of brought me up to who I am. But I'm also glad I went through those circumstances of those shits and gigs, because I think if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that shapes us, right? And builds like character, builds resilience. And I feel like when we go to the depths of ourselves, that's when we truly find out who we are as well.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah, but it's true though, because like if we don't go to the depths of who we are, we don't like embrace challenges when they come up, and we constantly run away from challenges, we only get lost in life. Yeah. Not just externally, but especially internally as well. We may lose like that, I guess, direction to the North Star. Yeah. But I guess once we start going within and looking deep within and facing challenges head on, that's when we truly find out who we are. Because then you realize like, what you're actually capable of. Yeah. And when you go and do things like run the event, it's like, I've overcome this shit. Yeah. I can overcome anything that comes with event planning. Yeah. And like I relate with that because when that first ever time I started jumping into running events, I was like, there's so much fucking shit to do. Yeah, I was like, bro. But then you start to realize like I've actually overcome things way harder than this, and that gives you like confidence and motivation in pursuing anything else. Yeah,
like I think that steps into most my people as well, the whole generational cycle thing. I think I want to try to teach polys or just people in general, like, you know, you don't have to break your back in the warehouse, bro. Like there's way more stuff that you can do if you just put your mind into it. Because I feel like we're accustomed to this mindset of like, you know, work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. And like, there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. I think me personally, I'm just not comfortable with that because I feel like there's way more to do creatively or whatever. So I feel like that's one cycle I kind of want to break of just teaching my own people. You know, you can be a creative in whatever industry you want to be, or you can be an astronaut, bro. You can be, I don't know, your own kebab shop owner or something like that. Like it can be something out of the ordinary, bro. You don't need to be accustomed to, what's the word, societal norm of what I guess brown people or a normal person should be. Like, I feel like you can overstep those boundaries.
It's true though, because like for our upbringing through schools and stuff like that, we get conditioned that we have to do a 9 to 5. Then it's rather that or go to uni, get a trade. Like we're so conditioned to do these things, and we don't really start to think about ourselves. And I think one of the biggest conflicts with that is that we adopt other people's goals. Yeah. And when we adopt other people's goals, we start achieving everything that other people want us to achieve rather than what we actually want to achieve. And we actually don't even look within to see what is our goals and what is our values and what we want to do in life. Yeah. And when you get so conditioned and stuck in that cycle, you stop forgetting about yourself.
Pretty much, bro.
And you need to start, like you said, you know, like start identifying what your goals are, what's a lifestyle that you want to live. Then go after it and chase it as well, because if there's a will, there's a way, and I guarantee there's people around in your community, whether that's online, because online communities huge, or your own community, like where you live. There's going to be people around you that you can connect with that can support you and get in there as well.
Bro, you got that to a T, bro.
I've done this a few times.
Took all the words out of my mouth, bro. That's fucking perfect, bro. That's kind of like with myself too. Like I was accustomed to having to be fit into this 9 to 5 lifestyle and stuff like that. And I was fucking with it. I was probably like the laziest 9 to 5 worker. Always rocking up to work late, or just calling sickies and stuff. But I couldn't do it. So that was my also push to kind of find something else creatively, I guess, because I love doing. Because I used to do videography before I even stepped into music. So I jumped on set with shout out to Joshua Ratahi, Cameron, and Bronson Moyle. So they chucked me on their sets and stuff like that. So I got a taste. That was kind of my first step into music. So I was real behind the scenes, and I always liked doing editing. So I started editing on my phone and shit like that, just editing random stuff. I don't know what it was, but graphics, whatever. So I got to meet a lot of artists from Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and then also kind of showed me like, I guess the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to the spotlight. So I kind of saw it. I was like, fuck, I could do that myself. Like, if they can do it, why can't I?
Exactly.
And then that's how I kind of just step into music and just say, fuck it, and went all out. And then, I still step into videography every once in a while. But yeah, I think my path at the moment has kind of just been music.
Yeah. Do you think as well, like doing videography, do you think that gave you insight in how to paint a picture for your own music videos when you collaborate with other videographers?
Yeah, so I did a lot of treatment writing. So treatment writing is basically writing, I guess, the concept of the music video. So me getting to do that for other people kind of helped incorporate it into my own work. So it's like I don't have to rely on other person to write my own concept for me. Like I know what to do, how to paint that picture. But I also like to give whoever is my videographer for whatever clip or music that they're filming, I like to give them their creative freedom, I guess. Yeah. Like if I can have my creative freedom, like the least I can do is like let you give your touch to it, because at the end of the day, like that's their brand as well with their videography and whatever they want to do with my clip. But yeah, I guess that has helped me a lot too.
Yeah, because you can see, especially some videographers, like they have their own, I guess, unique like style.
Yeah,
like you can definitely tell, like, oh, that's that person.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So that's one thing where I kind of made sure that they had input too. Like they're not just there to film and hold the camera. Like I want you to add your touch. Like as much as I am doing that, you should do the same too. And they do. Like like your props to. I respect a lot of videographers, bro. The amount of work they put into pre and post production, it's fucking crazy, man. It's like hours and hours of work and like sorting out just roles for people behind the scenes and on set work it's a full hectic. Like I don't think anyone realizes how much hours videographers put in.
Legit, bro.
And they are quite pricey. Like it's definitely out of my budget. Like music videos can be like 3 to 4K, and I'm like, fuck, that's hectic. But then you gotta think about the work that they put in behind the scenes and the equipment they use. So it's like, okay, understandable.
It's not just like the 3 hours they show up to video. Like it's the preparation before it, working with you to get the idea, making sure they get the right shots, and after that they gotta do like color editing, the chop and change, maybe whatever their style is. And like so many hours go into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of work put into it. I think post productions. A lot of it. Like I think, like artists kind of expect the turnarounds to be within, I don't know, a week or so, a couple of days. For some videographers, they can work like that, which is amazing. But I know most wouldn't work like that. They kind of want to take the time to perfect it or whatnot. But yeah, I've got hero respect for videographers. I also love the industry a lot.
How do you know like what is a good concept for a music video? Because you see other artists, like an example of an artist I like is Jordan Lucas, but he does it the opposite way. So he like pictures a movie scene and writes about that and then creates the music video from that scene he created from his head and writing the music. Yeah. Like what's your process with like, once the song's finished, like how do you start getting visuals together to know what will fit?
I think it's more so just listening to the song itself, whatever lyrics I have involved, or sometimes I'll kind of just do like a meaningless lyrics and more so the beat. Yeah. So I think depending on what the song is how I like accustom the concept to be as. That's more so my writing process about it. And then I don't know, my mind kind of just like ticks, like it'll just come up like that, and I'll be like, okay, sweet, this is this or that is that. But that's my way of how I go about it.
Do you think you're a bit of a visionary? Because I can imagine like doing videography, you'd have to have a very visual mind. Do you think that contributes to it?
Definitely, bro. Yeah. Like, I have some weird fucking ideas sometimes, but like, when it comes out on paper, it's like, oh fuck, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, I thought it was a dumb cover, bro. But no, I think, you either have it or you learn it. I think for me it was a bit of both. I definitely do feel like I'm a visionary because I like being creative with any type of form of art, I guess, when it comes to videography, graphics, music. Everything has to be somewhat meaningful within my creativity. But yeah, that's how I go about it with that.
Yeah, it sounds like creativity you already had, which is like a knife, and you had to sharpen it. Yeah. But I guess going back into your LA years, like what was the first thing you ever got creative in? Do you remember?
That's a good question. I don't know. I played a lot of games and I was a lot of shit when I was a kid. But I think, what was it? So back in the day, people used to do like all these Instagram edits and stuff, and there was this clan called 685. It's like a Samoan clan where they did like all these edits of people dancing and stuff like that. I kind of started just editing people dancing or editing like so it's called AMVs, like anime scenes. So you grab anime scenes and you just chuck it in like this, I don't know, chop it up on iMovie and stuff like that, and then I'd use like other apps like Video Star and then just add random effects. I think so. That was like when I was 15. Yeah. Just editing anime scenes and all that shit. That was kind of what I started off with. Or I remember so much of my first step into creativity.
Okay.
But that definitely was my first step into getting into videography. Like that built along the years of getting interested in doing that. But which ended up me doing music. So, yeah.
It's interesting though, because like you had the foundation from that and then it just transpired into music.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever, like growing up, did you ever hear a musician and you wanted to be a musician, you wanted to be a singer, you wanted to be a rapper? Or was it more so when you got into the scene with videography, that's when you're like, maybe I could do this as well?
A bit of both, bro. I listened to a lot of music, especially coming as a kid, and music's been around me for a long time. Like my family, always listening to old school R&B jams and like Keith Sweat and all these people like that. So I was always around music, mainly, like I said, the classics of 90s hip hop and R&B. So I think music for me always kept me just going, like sane. Like I have a pair of headphones I take with me everywhere. Like, I just have to always have music on. So I felt like, what's it called? Using the music around me and then stepping into videography and actually seeing it in person, that kind of more made me want to go, fuck yeah, I can do this myself. But also my uncle did music too. He was a beatboxer back in New Zealand, and he was like a championship beatboxer. He was doing all these TV shows and stuff like that. So I think seeing also his journey as well made me go, fuck, like he's kind of the first person I saw as if he stepped out of the societal norm of I guess not being a 9-to-5 worker. And I was like, fuck, bro, I can do it too. My own family's doing that shit. So like it's meant to be. That's kind of my goal with that stuff.
That's mad though, especially someone like your uncle, man, someone close to you. But it just shows like how one person can spark like so many other people and the ripple effect from that. So your uncle creating that spark within you, and now you throwing events and helping out up and coming artists is creating the spark for them. You never know, one of these up and coming artists in 3 years' time may do something similar. Like if you move to America, may do something similar over there, bring up people there. Like it's just like the ripple effect from this type of stuff is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's like a fucking bunch of dominoes. I'm blessed, bro. Like, but I'm also like got to give it to my support base, which is like my family and my friends and stuff. Mainly my mum. So my mum's held it down for me for years, bro. Like mum had me young, single mother, so she raised me like on her own basically, bro. Like obviously I had help from my other family members and stuff, but she kind of implemented this mindset into me of like, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like don't give up. Don't let anyone else tell you different to how you feel about certain things or what you can do. So I think having that support base definitely pushed me to do way more than I had expected to do.
That's great advice too.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, it's a bit of a deep question, bro, but I'm asking this question because me, like myself, I essentially didn't grow up with a dad as well from about the age of 10. A lot of young people I work with may feel the same as well. But with you, when you growing up without a father, or I'm not sure if you had a male role model in your life, but like how did you start to define what a man was? Because I know it's very hard growing up in a single mother household.
I definitely had a lot of like male role models, or I guess father figures. So my mum's brothers, also had like a couple in-laws as well from my family, older cousins and stuff like that. So they kind of, I wouldn't say they told me how to be a man, but I think I kind of just observed what they did and try to follow, I guess. But in a way, it's like my mum was playing both like father and mum. So she didn't teach me how to be a man, but like, you know, she showed me what a man should be I guess. So I definitely had a lot of male role figures. It was definitely difficult, but I'm pretty like content. Like it doesn't really bother me as much people think.
Yeah.
Because when I tell people like I don't have a dad and stuff like that, like fuck jokes start popping out. I'm like, fuck, you're a shit cunt. They're like, oh bro, fuck, sorry you don't have a dad. I'm like, don't say sorry, bro. Like it's all good. Like fuck, I don't feel the type of way about it, which is like all good. But yeah, fuck. I guess my definition of a man would be just like someone who can be a caretaker for their family and serve their family, I guess, and take care of their mothers and making sure their family is replenished and stuff like that. Just serving your household. That's the way I see a man as. I don't see masculinity to be like a big thing in my life. Like I like to have my feminine side.
Well, the feminine is our creativity. That's where a lot of music comes from.
So I think my mom's also introduced me to like the balance of both. And I have a lot of. I think I grew up. Most of my cousins were like girls and stuff like that. So it's pretty much how I went about that. But
no, that's a great answer, bro. And I think that'll give a lot of people good insight as well of like people who may be going through something similar. Because I get the same too. Like if I say like, oh, my dad's not around. Some people are like, oh, they do that thing where they start feeling bad for you. And it's like, no, like it's no worries at all. Like it doesn't bother me. But instead, it's like exactly what you said. Like observe maybe other male role models in your life. And just try and learn from them, and then find a way to be comfortable within yourself too. And also, like you said too, like yes, masculinity, but you also got to embrace the feminine side as well, like the gentle side, because like we said before, like that's our creativity. That's where we become more insightful. The masculine's a lot more just go, you know?
Pretty much, bro. So I think like the boys are gonna give me shit for saying all this feminine shit.
Sorry, brother.
Nah, fuck you.
All good, brother. But I do want to I want to pivot back to rap and music as well, because I'm very interested in songwriting, because me, like, I absolutely love rap. Like, music is a massive part of my life, and I love especially really good songwriting. So I guess for yourself, like, when did songwriting first begin, bro?
Right, I think I started writing when I was like 9, 10. Like, when I first moved over to Australia, and we were living in Goodna, there was like a photo of me like sitting on a bed, and I was like writing lyrics, and like I vaguely remember what I was writing. It was like the typical cat in the mat type, Dr. Seuss rhymes. That was the most earliest stage I can remember writing music. But I think kind of high school, back in the classroom, just in math classes where I didn't listen at all. I just like be writing lyrics and listening to YouTube type beats and shit like that. It kind of just came to me, and I listened to a lot of I guess rap hits in the game. The typical Tupac and Biggie, and I think from Brisbane, like Lissy. Hearing their music kind of taught me, I guess, the structure of writing lyrics and stuff like that.
How you began to start writing music, and I guess now, like, how has that changed over time? Is it quite similar, or is it just because, like anything you do in life, the more times you put repetition into it, the more sharper you get?
Like definitely what you just said just then, a lot of repetition makes you way more sharper at your pen game. I don't know how I would define my pen game is. Like, I'm pretty content with it. Like, I don't feel like I need to be Eminem.
No.
Shit like that, bro. Like, I feel like
my you need to be Mawhzy.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Be myself. I feel like my writing is enough, but it's definitely gotten sharper over time. I feel like as anyone would do if they put in the work and stuff like that. That's kind of everything.
Yeah, because one of my favourite lines I heard you write, I know it may sound like what you said was people think they know the in and outs, but they're constantly in and out. Something like that. And like it sounds like, when you hear things, you're like, it sounds like pretty straightforward, be like there's a lot of depth to it.
So that was from Chosen. That was quite a deep song for myself. Originally, I wrote that kind of just talking about, I guess, hood stuff like that. And then during that time, one of my brothers passed away. What's it called? Rest in peace, the lyric. So like the kind of concept came, the music video concept came from that whole situation that happened. Because that was a real heavy emotional time for both me and like my friends and stuff like that. So, Chosen was quite a deep song for me. The lyrics in there were quite, I guess, heavy. I'm talking about, I wasn't so much talking about mental health because what's it called? He did go. So my brother did, when he passed away, he did go through some mental troubles, which ended up, what's it called? He ended up committing suicide and stuff like that. So from there, kind of, there's a lot of rappers nowadays talking about the street life and stuff like that. I've been amongst it and just observed and seen a lot of that myself, especially being from New Zealand. That's a prominent thing over there. Like gang culture and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of people kind of repping this lifestyle. How you do you, bro, but I think that's my way of trying to tell you. You think you know the ins and outs, but you're really just in and out of prison. Bro. It doesn't make you a hard cunt. Doesn't make you tough, bro. Like the whole tough guy agenda. I find that funny. Like, I don't feel like you could be a nice cunt. And also have a bit of a loopy side. But however you go about it, that's how you go about it. But that's kind of that. Yeah, that was the whole lyrics with Chosen and stuff like that. I think my way about it is like each to their own. Yeah,
exactly.
Because I've got people that I know that are amongst that, and it's also kind of like their circumstances and their environments that they were raised up in. Sometimes they didn't have a choice. Like maybe their family was full in it, so them kind of being raised up around that is kind of like they felt obliged to join and do that shit. But like, I don't judge anyone by it. I think it's more so just letting people know, like, don't, if you think you know it, like you may not know it, bro. I think I just try and keep level headed with stuff like that, especially keeping my brothers in check too, and making sure they're just not doing dumb shit. As well as myself too.
Do you reckon that's the first time you're open on a track that you released? Or that open to that extent?
Most of my other tracks are more so just talking hype shit. Or just talking
having fun.
Shit. Having fun basically, bro. But Chosen was definitely one of the tracks where I kind of showed my deep level of like my pen game and really just kind of getting to the thick of that stuff. As I was saying before, it was like that was a very heavy song for me. Like my bro passing away and stuff like that. So it also kind of motivated me to do better in life and also keep my loved ones close to me too, because like you never know, tomorrow could be just gone. They could be gone like that. That's kind of my way over that song. But I like going deep with stuff like that. It's I feel like there's nothing wrong with expressing yourself and how you feel, especially as a man too. A lot of what's the word? Stereotypical, like as a man you shouldn't speak on your emotions or like
have a cup of concrete or some shit.
That shit, bro. Like I don't agree with that. I feel like you should be open with yourself amongst others, or especially with your brothers, like making sure that your boys are sweet, and keeping them in check, making sure that their mental health is all there too, because you never know, they could be going through it, bro, but they could be just putting up a front, like saying, we're sweet, I'm sweet, all good, like, don't worry about me, bro, but really they could be just like fighting demons on the other side. So I feel like asking someone like, are you okay, like how are you really feeling, like there's nothing wrong with that, and expressing yourself, because I definitely learned that the hard way, like trying to express myself through that. But like I'm very open nowadays. So it's very good for myself with that.
That's good, bro, because usually like you see people who look the happiest on the outside, but usually they're the people struggling, like they're trying to cope with something else. And they're, like you said, checking on your bros, checking on the people around you. You never know what people are going through. And I don't agree with the whole idea that it's weak to open up, because as men, we know that actually talking about how you feel is fucking hard.
It is.
So it's not weak to do it, because it's so hard to do. And like the strength that comes from that,
like especially because like I know a lot of men deal with anxiety. Like I deal with anxiety a lot, especially in the industry that I'm in. I think talking and expressing myself definitely helps, and just letting it out, not holding it in, because like last thing I want to do is hold it in, and it gets me to a point where I'm just like, I feel worthless or whatsoever. But I think I'm just a big advocate for mental health and making sure I keep that in check for myself as well. Like as much as I make time for others, I also gotta make time for myself. But that's my way about that.
The way I see it, bro, it's like if you ever got a soft drink and shaking it up, and like you take the lid off and it explodes, it's like that, bro. So if you shake it, like not talking about things and bottling things up, it's like shaking a soft drink.
It's
as soon as you open up the lid, it explodes. Like shit, why did that explode? And it's like because you've been shaking it. So long as while it was still just a little bit fizzy, open it up. Maybe a little bit of froth will come out, but at least you're not getting the
You're letting it out. Like you guys are watching this, boys, bro, it's not a bridge to talk, bro. Like, you can talk. It's just like, express yourself however way you feel. Don't feel the need that, other people will be judgmental, because, I'm pretty sure there will be that one person out there that's willing to hear you out. But yeah.
100%, bro. And you feel like for yourself as well, like it's so good that you get to do it through writing, but then also make into an art form as well.
Yeah. So writing definitely is my way of expressing my feelings and my emotions. If I'm angry, I'm writing. If I'm happy, I'm writing. If I'm sad, I'm writing. Like, it's definitely kind of like my therapy in a way. Also talking to like my boys and stuff like that too. But yeah,
that's mad, bro. So like with yourself as well, what's the next, I guess, year looking like for you? Because being a year deep and doing as much as you've done so far, like you must have some sort of vision of where you want to be at this point next year.
So
if you want to share too much, I'll leave it up to you.
Next year, I'm like planning on doing a EP. Also working on a lot of collaborations with other artists. I think this year it will kind of just be prepping for next year and finalizing everything. So I think my vision for next year is just get an EP out, get a few film, videography clips done. What else is there? Some shows. I think we've got like a little tour coming up at the start of next year.
Man.
With me, JJ4K, Els Polo, and Tyra and Seymour. It's kind of in the air at the moment, but we'll still confirming things behind the scenes. But hopefully we can get that running. I think that'll be a good start to the year. Also getting into a follow through of my EP and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Market rollouts for that. So yeah.
That's mad, bro. And came for the EP.
Thank you, brother.
We've got our community Q&A to get into.
Yeah.
Which is good. We had 5 questions come through.
Questions? Okay.
Yeah, we got a few come through. So our first question, man, is what's life like as a musician?
Very up and down. Like, there's definitely pros and cons. So I guess most people, my pros personally is being in the studio and being able to write, express yourself. I guess being amongst people too. Yeah. A lot of other creatives, that's definitely a pro. Like, you get to pick the brain of other people that you look up to, or other upcoming artists that you rub shoulders with. Yeah. I guess being around them and learning from them and how they think, definitely a good thing. I think cons wise is like mental fortitude. Yeah, it's just something you got to hold a lot because like I said, a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, I'd say it's quite a fulfilling thing to be a musician for myself, at least what I think. But yeah.
Like you said too, like even just the networking part, great too. Like the people you get to meet along the way, whether it's producers, managers, videographers, other musicians, other songwriters, like the people you meet along the way. Eh?
Yeah, like it's crazy the people I've met, like people I never thought I would have met, or people I looked up to. And I'm like looking at this kind, I'm like, oh shit, like that's that
like,
guy.
That's DJ Yellow. What the
fuck?
Exactly.
But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I still haven't like settled for me, or that kind of stuff. I've kind of just like, I'm still going, I'm still working. So I don't want to get comfortable in that mindset. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of my stance on that.
Mad, bro. Our next one is, if you were to describe your style as a business niche, what would it be?
Oh. Business niche. So I'm guessing they mean in regards to my events and stuff. Yeah. I don't know what the niche really would be. I couldn't really say unless we're talking about the image of it. I make sure everything's particular with the graphics and the way I market it. Trying to be like real particular about that. Make sure it's its own thing in a way. So like introducing interviews and hopefully one day start a potty as well and do things through the Bay and my event thing. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a necessary niche to it. Like, there's a lot of other events doing the same thing, trying to put on for local artists and bring up the upcoming scene. But if I was to say that what my niche was, it would be that, just to help out the community.
Yeah, mad, bro. And also, when you start the poly too, reach out to me. Like, if you have any questions or anything, like,
of course.
Happy to help wherever I can.
Yo, appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
Heaps.
Mad, bro. Our next one is, do you have a top 5?
Artists?
Yeah.
Oof. Fuck, that's a big one, eh?
Yeah.
Like, in Australia or in general?
I might leave it to you, whichever
Okay.
you feel you want to answer.
Okay, I can't go in a mix. I'd say number 5 would be. Fuck, it's hard already.
There's so many people to choose from, mate.
Yeah.
So many great artists.
I'd say Cole, number 5. 4 would be XXXTentacion. I listened to him a lot when I was younger. 3rd, I'd say Lissy. That's someone I looked up to. Number 2 would be. Bro, this is so fucking hard. I got Ice Cube. Number 1, myself.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Just myself.
Back
hey.
yourself, bro.
Yeah, fuck, that was a bullshit list. But I can't honestly, I can't name. There's so much to name from. But if I would say a generalization, it would be around there. Those artists that I just spoke about. But yeah.
Yeah, like I guess you can see a bit of your influence of your music as well from those people you just listed to.
Yeah.
I guess with Chosen would be a bit more of like a J. Cole X mix because you're a bit more open. Ice Cube has that too, but he's got a lot of bops as well, so maybe that's like heady and things like that.
And I like his West Coast influence on that shit, so it's like, ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, it is a hard one, top 5, eh? So many good people out there.
I've never actually thought about that myself.
Yeah.
Whoever asked that, it's a good question.
Next one is, what inspires you to write?
That's a really good question. I'd say my life experiences, everything I've been through, definitely influences my writing and pushes me to write, I guess. My environment, the things that's built me, people around me too. That's really just my inspiration. Just being especially being amongst other creatives too. That inspires me too. That's kind of my answer to that one.
This last one, it's from me. I ask every guest this.
Yep.
But how do you define success?
Ooh, that's a good fucking question. I think my definition of success is being able to breathe, like waking up and living another day, and also being happy. I don't think my success means to be, wealthy. I think I'd rather be rich in spirit.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm content with myself and me and my family. That's what my definition of success is, and that's really it. Just making sure I'm sweet and I'm happy. Yeah, that's mainly my success.
I love that, bro. Rich in spirit.
Yeah, pretty much, brother. That's all it is.
Bro. So before we finish up, I like to give everyone, like, I guess, quote unquote, the stage. So if you have any messages you want to share, you have anything to promote, the stage is yours, bro.
Fuck. Damn.
Put you on the spot here.
Yeah, you did that. I just want to say, give my condolences to what's it called? My brothers out in Auckland and Greyland who lost my brother recently, Maxwell. Rest in peace. Condolences to him and his family. What else is there? I want to shout out to my mom. Love you, mom. I know you're probably watching this right now. Done a lot for me. So, what else is there? I just want to talk to the boys too. Like as I said before, with your mental health. Make sure you talk to someone, bro. Like, reach out. Doesn't matter whatever way it is, through text or verbally. Reach out. It's never weak to speak. It's good. It's always good to talk amongst other people and make sure you guys are sweet. I think that's really it. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my barber, Tyrone. I know you wanted to hear that.
Shout out to Tyrone. Shout out to the bro.
Shout out to the boys, EJ, Ospolo, JJ, Tyrone, Seymour, my family, all of them. That's really it.
Brother. Mawhzy, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, brother.
Cheers, bro.